Once again, my name is VJ Ramjata. I'm the president of CEC 28. I want to welcome all of you here to CEC District 28 meeting, a calendar and business meeting. We are here at the headquarters in District 28, which is the office building on Suffolk Boulevard, which we are required by law to be in person. So we are so happy to be here. Please come in. Please come in. Um, So we want to welcome all of you who are joining us virtually and also in person. We want to thank you all for being here. So without further ado, I'm going to ask our recording secretary to please make a roll call so we can get started. Sorry, before we get the let's do the roll call and then I'll do the.
Right. Good evening, everyone. President Vijay Ramjatan.
I'm here.
First Vice President Quentin Mezitin.
Here.
Second Vice President Yutao Chang.
Here.
Recording Secretary Natifa Lewis, I'm here. Treasurer Tanya Wendt.
Here.
Member Julissa.
Here.
Member Luzao.
Here.
Member Nuran Swapna.
Here.
Member Simone Dombark.
Here.
Member GK Kalyanaram.
Yeah.
Member Lauren Clavin. Is Lauren Aberton?
Here.
Member Paquita Williams.
Here.
Hey,
Right.
thank you so much, Recording Secretary Natifa Lewis. So before we get any further, we have a Spanish interpretation. We're going to be asking our Spanish interpreters to please make announcements in Spanish at this time. Please go for it.
Yeah, the following announcement will be in Spanish. Para participar en esta reunión en español, favor de marcar al 347-966-4114 con el número de PIN 538-107-166, señal de numeral. Repito, el teléfono es 347-966-4114 con el PIN 538-107-166, señal de numeral. Spanish announcement complete.
Thank you so much. So for those of you who, again, want to remind everyone in this room here, the DOE provides translation services to all. We have over, I think, a lot of languages. So if there's a need for Spanish, Bengali, Mandarin, Russian, we need to know so we can go ahead and make sure we have those interpretation services at our meetings. So far, we have a need for Spanish interpretation. That's why we have Spanish. If there's another need, please express it in the chat. So this one time, I'm going to be asking our recording. Simone Dobra, you can do it from where you are. Please make an announcement about the chat feature, please.
Good evening, everybody. Our chat is now open. Please feel free to use it, but please remain kind and polite. We reserve the right to close the chat or to close the chat. We will be having public comments and you can sign up in the chat. You just write your name and speak, and we will record you and let you know when it's time to speak. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Simone. And I want to remind everyone also an echo again. I always want to echo this, what Simone said. We do reserve the right to shut the chat down if we think it becomes offensive or if people are taking advantage of that ability to make comments on the chat. Please be respectful. Now, if you want to make a speech, if you want to speak later on, not a speech, please. If you want to speak later on, we do have a public comment section. And we will ask you all to say a few words with those who sign up in the order in which you signed up. Can we ask Nuran and can we ask Julie to really keep check the chat first, please, to just let us know the speaker list, and we will be populating the speaker list on the chat feature by Julie and by Nuran to so people in the community will know who signed up to speak and the order in which you signed up to speak. Also, are there any elected official representatives in the room? There you are. You can please raise your hand. Are there any elected officials or the representatives in the room? Can you please raise your hand at this time? acknowledge you. I know we have Senator Luz Lujin is here from his office. She's always at the meetings. Anyone else? Okay, so it gives me great pleasure, my dear friends and community, to introduce to you two new members to CEC 28, not new to community service, not new to serving, not new to this work. They've been doing this work and they've been doing this work excellently for the past many years. So at this point in time, I'll be asking each of these new members to introduce themselves to the community. Let us know who you are. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you've been doing, what school community you represent. Well, you've got a whole community of which school community you're coming from, more or less. And anything else you want the community to know about you, feel free to do so at this point in time. So first, I'll be asking Peter Williams, who was elected to fill a seat. Many of you remember Council Member Jay Lynn resigned and due to personal reasons, and we had an open vacant seat. And Ms. Makita Williams was elected by the council to replace that seat. We're so happy to have you, and we welcome you wholeheartedly. So, Makita Williams, go for it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Again, my name is Makita Williams. It's my pleasure to be here. I was currently, well, not currently, I was a PTA president for my middle school, 72. I sat on the PTA for my small school, my K through 8, PS 80. I also sat on Title I, I'm sorry, SLT. Sat on the SLT for both schools. And again, I did Title I for the middle school. I am currently a retired conductor from New York City Transit. I am a foster mom. I just recently adopted my 4th child. I want to say my last, but I don't know, because when I did my first 15 years ago, that was my last. So I currently adopted my 9-year-old. I am the Foster and Adoptive Parent Association group leader for my agency. And periodically I go down to my union. I'm retired, but I go back to my union and do the prep class for the promotionals for conductors. And it's with pleasure that I'm here. I'm so excited. You know, I did PTA and I was excited about that, selling a cupcake. So I'm really excited to see what this brings forth. Do my best. Thank you. Thank you so much. I thank the council. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Makita, and we are so happy to have you on board and your passion is felt. And we're so in the community doing a lot of work. And I want to give you this real news. The work is more. This work here, we continue to work, but also too is good work because as you can see, on a nice summer evening, we all dressed up here doing the work, advocating with our families, and we so happy to join you and to have you join us in this legacy work. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Next, we have 2 more speakers to introduce themselves. We also have Ms. Adriana Elisier, who's the new Queens PEP representative, and she's going to say a few words as well. But first, Lauren Calvin, who is she replaced, I guess you know, many of you know now, I have to explain why, so you know transparency. Adriana Elisier, who was a previous council member in CC 28, applied and became a PEP member, the policy for education policy with the city, representing the whole of Queens. So when her seat became available, then the borough president has to appoint another member on the board. Currently, right now, Simone Dornbach is one of the borough president appointees. And now the second borough president appointee on our board is Lauren Calvin. I'm so happy to have you on board, Lauren. You are no stranger to this community, no stranger to this work, but we're happy to have you on board working with us. Please introduce yourself and say a few words.
Thank you so much. Yes, I am. My name is Lauren Clavin. It is an honor to be appointed to this seat. I won't say I'm replacing Adriana. I don't believe she can be replaced, but I'm carrying the torch for her. I was born and raised in Queens. I currently live in Kew Gardens with my 2 children. Paquita and I have something in common. I'm also an adoptive and foster parent. And I am just really excited and honored to serve the community in this way. And I'm sorry that I couldn't be with you all for my first official meeting. I look forward to doing good work with everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Lauren Clavin. I apologize. I was saying Calvin before. I apologize. So I'll get used to that. Clavin, Lauren. And you're right. We can't replace anybody. We just continue the work, right? And we're so happy to have you on board as the next PP president. And guess what? We have a full board, folks. We have a full council board, and I'm proud of that. We want to thank our administrative assistant, Doreen Mangal, for doing a lot of back end work to make sure all the paperwork went in and we get the work done. Thanks to all of you also for doing that. We also want to, no sound for the public. Okay, hold on. Try this now, sorry. Are you hearing me now? Were you hearing me before? No? Okay, let's try. Good now, good now. Okay, well, I'll do both. Yeah, so yes, we hear you. Okay, perfect. I talked a lot just now. All right, so I'm not repeating that. So also, my dear friends, we also have, and we're happy with families and parents choose to do this work and also rise up, go to the city, right? And also we have Ms. Adriana Lissier, who was our previous CEC member, and she now moved on to serve in a larger capacity, and she's serving now as the representative for all of Queens in her role on the panel for education policy with the New York City Education Department. So at this point in time, Adriana Lissier, please introduce yourself and bring greetings. Hold on, there it is.
Thanks, VJ. Hi, everyone. I have my camera off because I'm still in transit, but I'm so happy to be here with you guys tonight. For anyone who doesn't know who I am, hi, I'm Adriana. I live in District 28, and my kid goes to school here in District 28. I love District 28. And because of that, I, as VJ was mentioning, started my parent leadership career doing the same stuff that Miss Paquita was saying that she loved doing, like the cookie sales and the being in the schools and the seeing the kids. And then I, like everyone else sitting at that table, felt the need to do more and help more for free, as we all do all summer long. And I'm looking forward to doing more of that this school year with all of you. I put my official DOE email in the chat, but I'm going to add my personal as well. I think everyone at the CEC has my personal email, but I'll share it with the chat too, because it'll just be easier that way. I look forward to a really good school year, guys. And VJ, is this your last official August with us, or are we seeing your face again for next CEC term?
I have some kids coming up in the pipeline. No, I'm joking. Well, no, I don't. I'm joking. But like Ms. Paquita Williams say, adoption is open, right? So who knows? I don't know. But I'm always here to serve. I'm serving all capacities. Shaliza Dean, I saw you. Thank you. No, I'm joking. No, I don't know. But we're around. But thank you so much, Alicia, Adriana, for asking that question in public. I appreciate that. Also, my dear friends, we have Ms. Shaliza Dean, who's a past ex-member of our council. We're so happy to have her here on board, and welcome Ms. Shaliza Dean. Always great to have your partnership and your presence. Without further ado, my dear friends, it's summer. Summer school is in full swing. We are doing a lot of great work here. The city district is doing a great job with all the summer camps, all the summer programs that we're having. We've been hearing concerns of families saying they didn't get into the program. Some of them saying they didn't get in the program, or where the clusters were for summer school, it was too far from their house, or why is it so far away and it keeps changing every year? And these are the questions that's coming up about summer school, summer rising. It's not summer school, summer rising. So, those are concerns I'll bring back to the district office here to speak with them about that. But without further ado, we have two speakers for tonight. We have Dr. Benoit, who represents the district office, and also we have Sonia Roweda, who is from the district office as well, who will speak in a few minutes about what's going on in the city here in the district and anything we need to know. Dr. Benoit, so happy to have you and so happy to have your presence in the room. You're a stellar, you're amazing, you're phenomenal. and we are so good to have you in partnership. Off to you. Go for it.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Wonderful.
yes.
Happy summer. I am here on behalf of Dr. Blake, who is on a very well-deserved vacation. So we hope that he is enjoying it. Am I able to share some slides?
Yes, you should be able to.
Okay, let's see. All right. Are folks able to see my screen?
Yes, perfect.
Beautiful. So again, on behalf of Dr. Blake, I bring greetings. I should probably share it this way. I bring or give congratulations to Miss Alicea for her, new appointment, and to the new CEC members of D28. We look forward to, continuing to deepen the partnership with you. So as you know, Dr. Blake has always shared, and before him, Dr. Pate and all our other superintendents, our vision here in District 28 is to leverage and celebrate the differences that exist in this district. And our mission is to ensure that we support the development of each scholar by fostering, lifelong learning, not just in scholars, but also in educators. So even in the summer, this is the work that we continue to do and the work that we continue to plan for. So summarizing, we have 10 sites across the district in the north and in the south. They are appropriately staffed. Students are receiving their services both during the day and in the afternoon with the CBOs. Each site is partnered with a CBO, and some CBOs actually have provided interns throughout the entire day. So the interns work with the students during the academic period, and then again during enrichment in the afternoon. Our leaders and teachers are currently this week and next week preparing for portfolios for promotion. As you know, that is part of summarizing. And then our ESY program is functioning successfully at PS 50. In terms of planning overall from the district, we do want to wish Principal Duff a happy retirement. Principal Duff will be moving on to, greener pastures, I guess. So we wish her a happy retirement. We are gearing up to support our schools with the full official implementation of HMH, both into reading, which is the K-5 program, and into literature, which is the 6-8 program. This past year, schools were allowed to use it, however they felt fit, because we weren't officially I guess expected to use it, but it was an opportunity for principals and teachers to work with the program and try it out. And I do have to say that we had about 13 schools that have been using HMH before that. So we leveraged that and did a lot of intervisitations and organized a lot of professional learning professional learning opportunities. So we are going full force with the implementation of HMH, and that also means that we get to have coaches in every single one of our schools from our partner Teaching Matters. So they will help support the implementation of this curricular resource. We're also planning for our annual school readiness walkthroughs, which will happen at the end of August. And these walkthroughs are conducted by team members to ensure that every school is ready to receive our scholars and our teachers in September. We're also really excited to share that in partnership with the UFT, we are planning our new Teacher Week event, which will happen on August 29th. And with our Queen South colleagues, we're happy to also share that we are planning the special ed family event. And both of these events will happen in the morning of August 29th, just to kick off and receive families and new teachers in the district. I also want to share here, and I hope it works, a video of one of our sites, PS354, who has partnered with PSQ, Park Southern Queens. And they were actually highlighted and spotlighted by the chancellor last week in his Summer Learning, Summer Fun newsletter. So I hope you are able to hear and see this.
Sharing with sound, right? That's if you have audio.
I don't have audio. How about now? Can you hear?
No. So yeah, just stop the video and reshare and share with
has
audio.
helped keep the kids engaged and keep them learning and growing
hear,
at
but
the
we're
same
not
time.
seeing.
It's a perfect place for the kids to spend their time in the morning, in the afternoon. They get to feel at home.
When we give the
Dr.
children
Benoit?
space to be
Yes.
themselves,
We're not
to
seeing the
explore
video.
and get to know one another and practice leadership skills, it makes them
I'm
want to
sorry.
know how I got to
So
where I am.
pause the video.
Can you say that
Okay.
again?
We're not seeing the video, so what you gotta do is stop sharing, and then try sharing again, and then share with audio. But we could add audio, but we're not seeing the video.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, can you hear the video?
Yeah.
Not hearing anything, okay.
We can't see the
Um,
video. We can hear it,
Oh,
but we
I don't
can't.
know what I'm doing wrong.
Stop the share, stop
Let's
share,
see.
and just for this part, you can reshare, maybe reshare your
Let me
entire screen, so
unshare.
that will allow you. Yes, unshare. Now reshare again, but this time
And then
choose
try it
share,
again.
don't just share the presentation, share the, share like the computer screen. So that would allow you to pick up the secondary, application when it opens. Right now, it's only showing your presentation, but it allowed audio. So try share again. The first share option should allow you when you click on it.
There it is. There it
Give
is.
back to my community. It's been very uplifting and it's been very helpful for them to be able to want to come here every day and for them to think about it all the time and to tell their friends about it. They get to hold with them and cherish with them for the rest of their life. You're going to have a good time.
Having programs like this, Summer Rising, has really helped the growth. It's great for the community, and we hope we continue to grow. Happy Summer Rising!
All right, I don't know how much you were able to hear, but you know, they were
It was
basically-
perfect. It was good. It was
Oh,
good. We saw it.
okay, okay, I'm so glad. Let me just go back to the deck. So that is, you know, one of the programs that we have and one of the partners that we have in one of our sites. And the last thing that I'll share are these art pieces by some of our students at MS 72. So we have a couple of schools that that were given the Domingo Zapata Art School program. And it's a program that provides at least 45 minutes of art every day to our scholars. And it is based on the art of Domingo Zapata. and students engage in color theory, irony and humor in art, symbols as art. They talk about realism versus abstraction in art. And then they get to also create their own art based on, you know, this artist's work. So, you know, things are moving well. I'm happy to report. And we are really ready to, you know, just start the year off, but not before, you know, we take some vacation, you know, before the opening of school. And before I leave, I do want to thank all of the CEC members who participated in our first ever Educator Fest in June. I hope you had a wonderful time. It was really an honor and a pleasure, you know, to celebrate our educators with you. And I just want to put this date out so that you can pencil it in your calendar. Our next Educator Fest will happen May 30th, 2025. So thank you so much for the opportunity and the time to share a little bit about what's happening at the district.
Well, thank you so much. And it is the first time you are representing on behalf of the superintendent. And you did a great job. Please come back. I mean, not to replace him, right? I'm just saying, you did a great job, and we will report that back. But you know, listen, you all lead with heart, and you all lead with purpose, and that always shows through. And you have always been that pleasant, you know, voice of information, and we appreciate that totally. At the UFT's end of the year celebration, it was wonderfully planned with the district office and and the UFT. And thank you for the collaboration and the support and the acknowledgments that we all did and felt really welcome and really well fed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all of you do. We appreciate you, Dr. Benoit. I'm going to ask, of course, Sonia Rueda, who is no stranger to our community, to really say a few words and to bring anything extra that she would like to add for parents to know. Sonia?
Sure, good evening. Happy midsummer. I can't believe we're already in August. Time is flying by fast. And I think is a great segue. We were talking about Adriana moving up and different parent leaders stepping up. This is the time to really think about getting training. I've seen quite a number of you that are here today that are sitting at the CEC that I've had the opportunity to sit with in some of my parent training sessions. And I have to say, this work, as Adriana said, it's your volunteers. And some parents come in blindly and they stay blindly, right? But it's a lot of information. It's a lot of policies. It's a lot of rules and regulations that you need to know to be able to navigate this work, to be able to elevate it. And I'm so glad to see so many of you catch the parent bug. I say this time and time again when I see new parents coming to trainings, can't realize how they even got to the table, how they got elected, how they felt pressured, whatever the reason is, how you got to the seat, you're there. And so you catch the bug. Some of us catch the bug and we run with it. We take it to the next level, to the district, to the city, right? Some represent the state now that, you know, I remember sitting at some of my sessions. And so I continue to advocate for these training sessions. I'm very committed because I feel like that you as parent leaders, you need to be at the table with the knowledge to be able to ask the questions and to advocate in a way that everyone's talking the same language. And so having said that, I am proud because we are one of the few districts that offers sessions from nuts to bolts in all the different areas for parent leaders. And so I will be starting summer sessions starting August. I will be offering an overview August 26th. I will put all of this in the chat. I will be offering an SLT overview August 28th. And then I start September all the way through June, 9 sessions with a total of 18 because I offer them morning, evenings, and that's not even including the repeat sessions and the sessions that I do in Spanish. And so I really encourage you to share this information. Please don't make the mistake of saying, oh, I already did this. I don't need to do this. Believe me, I need the refresher. We can all use a refresher, but also encourage, and I encourage those of you that even if you're not sitting in a leadership position, You need to hold your representatives accountable. You need to know what's going on. So please attend the session, right? You'll learn and maybe you'll become encouraged and inspired to join some of these amazing leaders that are sitting here this evening with us. So I will share all of that. Yes, I will be offering Title I. I'll put all the information in the chat. I will hold you by the hand. I will meet you at the school, whatever it is that you need so that you can embark on this amazing journey, but it can be challenging at times. So on that note, I will hand it back to you, Beji. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Sonia. You know, folks, the work never stops, right? Many people go on vacation and they have, you know, summer off. You know, the district team does not stop working, right? The work is around the clock. I just want to acknowledge that and say that to Sonia, to Dr. Benoit, and to all the district team over there. Your work continues nonstop, even more in the summertime, right? Because the new school year and lots of changes are happening. A lot of things are happening in the community. Something I also want to report back to from all of you is the chancellor team. They're discussing the use of cell phones in schools going forward. They are discussing what's going to happen going forward with cell phones. And I think they put it back to the schools. And Dr. Benoit or Sonia, you can definitely clarify. They threw it back to the schools to establish policies for school policies in terms of cell phone use during the school. The school leadership team have to discuss what that means and come up with their own set of rules of how they are going to govern cell phone use in schools. As we know, it's a good to have cell phones, but also it can become very disruptive if they're in class and being used for the wrong reasons in schools. A lot of schools have what's called the pouch. What's called kind of pouch? Beyond the pouches that kids put their phones when they go in school, and when they leave the school, the phones are out again. But I'm not sure what the policies are on that. Dr. Reno, you have any update on that?
No, but as you shared, each school does have its practices. But bottom line is, you know, no cell phone in the schools for students to use, you know, as they please.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And I know many of you were asking questions to Dr. Benoit and Sonia as they were speaking. So we can have a policy here at CAC where we do not really ask, we ask our presenters to answer questions from the chat, because then it becomes on-ending, where we want to have them present and then move on. But do, again, we're going to repeat, do put your name on the chat, say speak, just put right word speak, and then you can ask them directly a question later on. Whichever question you have, they always have to answer or get back to you. They're gonna have an answer that you want to that you're asking for. So without further ado, I want you all to look at Lou. He got a haircut. Welcome back, Lou. You know, and he actually paid for it this time. You know, so that's great. Welcome back, Lou. We're happy to have you back. He's ready to work even harder. Look at that. We're gonna have our council members' reports, and those of you who don't have a report, you can say at this point you don't have a report. It's okay to say that. We can bring greetings along. So at this point in time, I'll be asking Quentin Mezzatine, our first vice president, now in the first time roles, newly elected first vice president, Mr. Quentin Mezzatine.
Right here. I'm good. Thank you for that warm welcome. Put some respect on my name. Happy summer. Glad to be here. I've been doing a lot of research and I'm just cooking. We're going to start having fun in September. And my report is that we are having a great summer, and I hope that I get to see more of you, and we're going to attack a lot of things and support a lot of families and have a lot of fun this year. Looking forward to it.
Thank you, Quentin. And I want to make sure to say this also too. Quentin has hit the ground running in terms of really representing the D75 district in our community and really putting a voice. So to all our D75 families, you have someone here, right here. You have someone who's advocating tirelessly for you. Please invite your other D75 friends and family to come to our meetings. We do have a place to advocate, and we fought for this. So make sure you use this platform. And you have a great leader here who's also really pushing the bar. So bring your concerns, bring your concerns, bring your concerns. Next, we're going to be asking our newly elected second vice president, Mr. Yutao Chen, to bring his report.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Happy summer. trying to hide behind the shadows of the giants.
So
but
one of the
yeah.
things, sorry, Paul.
All right, so good evening, everyone. So, s- I don't really have a whole lot to report. One thing I was kind of frustrated during the last year or so is like our audio system wasn't always performing. So I'm trying to do a little research and experimenting to test the speakers out and test the microphone out, and it seemed to be working well tonight. We're gonna just keep improving on this and it makes the meeting experience a little bit better. Yeah, meanwhile, yeah, thanks to the trust of the committee and I feel like I can have a lot more contribution to do as a second VP of the committee, and I'm definitely going to hit the ground running and working with everyone and enjoy the process.
Thank you so much, Isel, and our returning recording secretary, Natifa Lewis.
Oh, I don't need to. Okay, good afternoon again, everyone. So happy summer. As a Caribbean American person in here, for many from the English speaking Caribbean, it's Emancipation Day for those there. So just a happy Emancipation Day on that note. My report is also pretty short this time. I believe Feature actually hinted towards some of it already. And the main questions that I've had from people within the community have been around the announcement about the banned cell phone policy and concerns about implementation. In particular, so some schools did pilot the Yonder pouches over the last 2 years. And the understanding is that those were partially funded, at least for the initial implementation, but the cost for that is going to be passed directly onto the school, and they're not quite cheap. So it's one of the concerns now that it's becoming more of a mandated type of policy. I mean, it's not the only option that you can have, but how are these things going to be implemented equitably across our district and across the city in general? Because it becomes more sometimes of a lift, especially for smaller schools, especially if you have replacements, etc. I haven't had much feedback in terms of summarizing. Like initially, there were some people who were concerned with like placements, especially in schools that did not have in-school programs. I got positive feedback regarding some of the schools that, for up to the middle school area, not that much were doing, say, the summer youth employment stuff, but for like the older kids who were going into, we had some things related to that. But other than that, I think everyone's just looking forward to a new and exciting school year. Hopefully less issues with transportation and a lot of those things as we go forward. So again, happy summer, everyone. Yeah, that's my report.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis, and of course we have our newly elected treasurer, Tanya Wendt.
Yeah, I don't have very much to report either. Clearly, it's the summer, so some schools are not in session except for Summer Rising. So I will keep it brief. We've got about another month of vacation, and I'm just looking forward to get back into my schools in September. Later this evening, we're going to speak about schools and assignments, so those might change up just a bit, but still looking forward to getting back into it. So that's all I've got.
Thank you so much. And can you pass that back this way? Well, Julie Supp, who comes from Julie Supp, can you please finish your report, please?
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
I also will keep it brief because the summer has been quiet on the on this front. My other job is really crazy and busy. I don't have things to report about my particular schools that I'm a liaison for, but I know the parents in my area are talking to me about concerns about what after school, what do they do with their children after school? And so I think that's becoming one of those things that I just am very passionate about. There's got to be more programs for working parents because I know it's very stressful with the first day of school. And I'm just excited about this council with the new members on the team. So that's all I had to say today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and we're glad to have you back also. We have member Lou Zhao. Lou, to you. There you go.
Okay. Yeah. Happy summer. I just got back for China. I haven't been back for 6 years, so it was really an exciting trip. Into March, obviously, but I think I said a few times I just really want to put my action together to discuss with fellow members and the public and see if we can come up with some suggestion with the high school admission process, because this has become I think in the past few years not only my own child but other people's child. I see the process. I think it's a big equity issue in my opinion, because there are so many kids that if you have your parents know how to handle it, you can take advantage of the very complicated process. All the complicated process, no matter what's the education or finance, anything more complicated, it's more privileged to people who actually know how to navigate it. To those family who have difficulty to navigate the system, it's a big headache, and also the student might get the short end of the result. So I think I have this thought, but I don't have the details yet. So I really need other members help. Give input. I think we need to come up with some suggestion to make it easier and more feasible for students that just unfortunately doesn't have the help. Some others, like I probably know a little bit better than average parents, so my kids may take some advantage of that. But we want everybody on the equal footing. So what we can do to help them to lift up, make the process easier and more accessible. That's one thing I want to bring attention to people. And also, as Julie said, after school problem is also very serious in our area, and in the past, a few schools doesn't have any option. I think last year they have some option, but still not enough. Like 303 or 144 all had this problem. Some parents reach out to me. So, that's something we're looking, we're gonna looking into, say if there's more good option to it. Thank you.
Next, we'll call on member Nuran Swapna.
Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is having a wonderful summer. I know my summer is going well. To everyone that is, like everyone else, my report is going to be very short because there's no school in the summer apart from Summarize. There were some concern about Summarize this year in my community or in my area. People were not able to get placement for their kids this time. So the parents were very concerned that their kids will be regressing, and that is what I bring. Maybe next year we could do it better and make more, like, more kids get into the program. And to all the students, it's just like, I was born in Bangladesh, so there's a student protest that's going there. And since I'm a student, my kids are student, and I feel like student lives are very important, and everybody should, like, as guardian, as parents, as teachers, as a mentor, we should, help this young folks find their place, even if they have a different opinion than ours. We should, cultivate that. And I was taking a class in the summer, and I'm done with it today. So hooray me. It was about special education, and I think our community can benefit a lot from, like, having an open mind about this group of people, because when I was in schools, I saw a lot of students falls under the category of special education. It just, they don't get classified. Many parents don't like that title with their kids, but it is there, it is real, and let's be open and give this a chance, because our kids are our future, so we are striving to make the universe better for them. Let's do our best, so I hope everyone enjoy the rest of their summer, and there is supply list for some of the schools I checked, so make sure to get them, they're on sale now. So have a great summer, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Nuron. Next, we have Simone Dornbach.
Good evening, everybody. I don't have much to report from my schools because it's a summer break. I would like to share just a few things. After the horrible hurricane in the Caribbean, there is a hurricane collection from Queensborough Hall, and I would like to share that for everyone who would like to donate. Supplies are being accepted, medical supplies, hygienic items, non-perishable food, and other household supplies until September 1st, that's a Sunday. It can be dropped off at Queensborough Hall. I will put it into the chat for more information. There's also a phone number if you would like to contact to get more information. And I also want to share that there will be a new MetroCard for students starting September 5th with a new school year. Those schools who are eligible, those students who are eligible, they can contact their schools and receive the OMNY cards. And what is different is that it will be a lot more extensive than it was before. It will be 4 free rides per day. It will be all day, so there is no time limit anymore. And it will be every day of the year, not just during school days, also during the summer and during weekends. And it will be one card for the entire year, so there won't be a second card that has to be issued. I will also put some information into the chat. Unfortunately, I've been trying to find the link about the eligibility. I could not. Maybe this is because I'm right now outside of the US and I couldn't access the website. But I hope that you can find your way through the OMNY students card. There is also a section about eligibility. And that's from me. Happy summer to everyone. Oh, and I wanted to say thank you to our officers for running again, especially a big thank you to Nathifa for being our secretary. Thank you.
Thank you, Simone. And next we'll be calling on GK Kalyanarayan.
Thank you. I I don't have anything to report to because it's been pray. And thank you all. Have a wonderful summer. I just want to echo Nurune's sentiment that the protest in Bangladesh has claimed over 100 high school kids, and I was about to do a session. I was about to do,
Innocent kids were taken by the government.
and about to do a session with an MIT professor to Bangladesh students, and that very day, the bloodshed. We pray and we hope for the best. About the summer rising, a lot of these things I think are based on some level of lottery, and it's now quite clear. And I think that's what creates confusion. What is the basis? And I guess maybe it's a randomized lottery. Once it is, determine eligibility, more information would be good. But that's, I think, lack of clear information anywhere. How the outcomes are determined creates a sense of confusion, I think. Thank you. Have a wonderful summer, all of you.
Thank you so much. I know, thank you for your dedication. It's 4:30 a.m. where you are. So thank you so much. And Simone, what time is it where you are? Simone, what time is it there?
It's 1:30 in the morning.
So we have very dedicated members. Do you all see that? You don't see that. They're up wherever they are having coffee or chai. Good job. We thank you for still logging on. So this time, sorry, point of order. Pakita Williams and to Lauren. So I know you don't have a report to report, but is there anything you're hearing from constituents, families in the district that you want to report? So Pakita, I'll call on you first.
Nothing to report at this time.
Thank you. Lauren, do you have anything to report back to the community?
Yeah, I did just find the link to the eligibility for transportation. I'm going to post that in the chat. But Simone kind of stole what I wanted to speak about. I wanted to make sure that folks knew about the change in the transportation cards, and also what Nathifa spoke about regarding the cell phone usage in schools. I hope that that it's rolled out in a thoughtful, careful, equitable manner, because obviously what works for one family doesn't work for every family. So I really hope that there is a lot of thought around the equity of these policies. And that's all I have.
Thank you so much. And I promise you and Pakita when school starts, you have a lot more to speak about. So we have to visit school and science schools, but thank you so much for your time and your patience and for being here. So we're moving along. We have two people who signed up to speak. We have Jillian Sponge. We're going to ask them to unmute Jillian and Gillian, sorry, and you can you have 3 minutes. Gillian, and followed by Jessica Zillo. So Gillian, your turn. Operate. Or Jillian, I apologize if your name incorrectly. Can we allow her to unmute, please? 1 second. Can she unmute? One second, we get in there.
Are you able to unmute now?
Hold on, she did. Hold on.
Yes.
There you are. Go for it.
Yeah.
Go.
Hi. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to join you tonight. I am a District 28 parent of a middle school student who goes to Russell Sage, and I am also a DOE employee in the Division of Early Childhood. I'm an instructional coordinator with training as an early childhood educator and a social worker, and I'm also a graduate student at Fink Street College's Early Childhood Leadership Program. I came tonight just because there's some equity issues which are concerning me. I'm also a member of the People's Early Childhood Forum, which is a voluntary group of early childhood educators, directors, DOE employees, CBO employees, and some higher ed, and as well as some folks in higher education in the early childhood field. One of the things that we are concerned about is the access to resources for the community-based organizations that have 3K and pre-K. The biggest issues is pay equity, as well as benefit equity. As many of you are probably aware, the early childhood teachers who work in the CBOs who do the same work as the district school 3K and pre-K teachers are not receiving the same pay as UFT members, and many of them do not have health benefits, which is causing a very high staff turnover. Understandably, it's when opportunities in district schools become available, teachers are leaving, and the instability is disruptive for children, and the pay equity just causes unnecessary stress on programs. You're also probably aware that there is a new deputy chancellor in the Division of Early Childhood. We're excited to welcome her, and we are hoping also, in addition to the pay equity issue being addressed, we are also hoping that consistent payments to the CBOs will happen. There have been some issues in past years where CBOs have not been getting consistent payments for the services they're provided, so they haven't been able to pay their staff. Some CBOs have had to shut down, and which again causes disruption for children and families. So yeah, I see my time is running out. Just one other equity issue on the parent front, as my daughter and her friends are already talking about taking the SHSAT for high school. I'm fortunate that I'll be able to afford a course for her, but I'm really concerned about the equity aspects of admission to the specialized high schools and the equity aspects of access to the prep courses. And I'm just wondering what resources there are for families who cannot afford these courses. Thank you.
Thank you. Was that a new thing?
Yeah, it's a
Oh, wasn't that a new timer thing on the screen I saw there? And then with music? Oh, wow. So folks, I want to tell now, so we have now, no one who's saying time's up, time's up. We just have we are technologically getting places, folks. We now have a time on the screen. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, wow. New ideas, new faces. You see what happens? Next we have Jessica Zillo. Jessica, there's a clock on your screen, okay? Just FYI. When you hear the Grammys music, that means the time is coming to a close. Jessica Zillo, go for it.
Hi, everyone. I will watch for the screen, although I can see it on my timer. I will be very short. I hope everybody's having an enjoyable summer. In regards to Summer Rising, I will say that the middle school program, at least I'm happy that there's another one in the district, which has been very beneficial. But I would love to see the data about the attendance, right? And those that are withdrawing, or those that got a spot and like decided to pull their kids after like one day. But the middle school has been tough because the funding was given so late that the program is having difficulty finding field trips and other fun things for them to do, because now all of the things in Queens are booked by other camps. So the Promise field trips, I don't know how much is happening, or the other activities within the Summer Rising program. Also, my child never got an MTA card. I'm lucky enough that I can drop her off and pick her up as needed, but I also don't know if that's a sort of a district-wide problem with the MTA cards. And my last comment is I'm very happy to hear about the new Omni cards. I think that will be such a benefit for all the kids, because they'll be able to travel around and see this fabulous city. So that's it, and I'll see everybody in September, and I hope you have a great rest of the summer.
Thank you so much, Jessica. And you didn't hear the music at the end there because you were under 3 minutes. All right. So we only had two speakers who signed up. That's why you had 3 minutes each. Folks, listen, it's summertime. We are doing this work here. We are here with you, and we're happy like all 32 or 36 of you joined with us, even though summer months, you still joined here. We continue to check our website. See our we're gonna put on a chat or cct28.org, where we will update flyers and notices and announcements, so you can know what's happening. A lot of students are going now to, one of the issues I have, a concern I have in the community is a lot of students are going to middle schools and high schools that have uniforms, or they're coming from schools that did not have uniforms. And what happens in terms of equity when the parents can't afford those uniforms, or they're not able to get? Is there anything system in place in the district or the city to assist with families who can't afford uniforms? Because they are very pricey and very expensive to do so. So that is something we think about as families are trying to spend money between food under the table and uniforms in terms of equity, right? Also to safety, you know, we want our kids back safely. So please, all the families, keep an extra eye on all the kids back in school in September. So just my little note to all of you, enjoy your summer. Let the kids enjoy their summer. Be safe in those beaches. Please don't swim outside of the swimming zones. We've had too many deaths this summer already with kids drowning and sharks in the water. So please, there's an uptick in sharks in the water. So please be careful. Enjoy the summer, enjoy your vacation, and come back in one piece. Thank you so much for your time and your patience. Dr. Benoit, anything you want to say before we close off?
Just thank you again for always having us and for partnering with the district office, with Superintendent Blake, Dr. Hall, myself, and the team. And we absolutely do wish everyone has an opportunity to relax and spend time with loved ones, because September 5th is right around the corner.
Thank you so much. And September 4th is my birthday, just in case you guys were wondering. All right, September 4th. Somebody in school, always. But anyways, thank you all. So at this time now it's 7:42 and the calendar meeting is adjourned. So what we're going to do now is ask everyone to unmute. We can give them unmuting privileges. And then council members, we're going to be starting our business meeting directly at 7:50. We have another 8 minutes there. Do what we're going to do, and then we start directly after our business meeting. The public is welcome to join our business meeting. You are welcome to join that, but you are not able to speak or make comments, but you are welcome to watch us discuss our council business. Thank you all for joining. Have a good night. And you can all unmute if you like at this time. Shaliza Dean, how are you?
Good night.
Hello, everyone. I am good. I'm good.
So at this point in time, we'll do the roll call. You can go here. We'll be asking our recording secretary to please do a roll call for our business meeting. Roll call.
President Vijay Ramjatan.
Here.
First Vice President Quentin Medicine.
Here.
Second Vice President Hugh Faucett.
Here.
Recording Secretary Steve Lewis. Here. Treasurer Tanya Wentz. Here. Member Julissa.
Here.
Member Luzal.
Here.
Member Narun Swapna. Here. Member Simone Dunbar.
Yeah.
Member G.K. Kalyanara.
Yeah.
Member Lauren Savage.
Here.
Member Pakita Williams. Here. Yes.
No, not yet. So at this point in time, because we can't have public comments, public input, we could ask our Spanish interpreters that they can leave at this point in time now. You could probably stay till 8 o'clock, let's leave. So we can leave now. So thank you for your time to our Spanish interpreters. We really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much, Carolina, and to Harold. Thank you so much. So to our council members, we have a pretty packed business meeting, but I know we're gonna get through it really quickly. Let's just feel it, right? So let's see what happens. So we're gonna do let's do the minutes in the meantime. First thing, can we share the minutes, please? The minutes were shared for the last meeting. This was shared via email. All of you had a chance to review it, make comments, suggestions, or any corrections. So at this point in time, I make a motion to approve. You want to second that? Second, third, fourth. Okay, thank you so much. Minutes is approved. And thank you, Dorinda and team and our secretary for really always keeping us abreast and making sure we have our minutes ready and updated on our website. So can we also make sure that our chat feature is disabled and the reactions feature? So at this point in time, we've been discussing, we have to discuss and revise the C28 school liaison list. So to Lauren and to Peter, each council member, we have like 36 schools total around there in our district, like 32 schools. We have like 32, which is like elementary and middle school, and then we have like 4 schools that they consider high schools, but we have also elementary, middle schools in those high schools. So we cover the middle school part. And each council member has to take at least 3 or 4 schools to divvy it up to make sure all of us cover and we are liaisons to schools. And we'll talk more directly offline about what the responsibilities are for those schools, and that'll be part of your reports. So at this point in time, what we will do is we're going to ask around the room, and can we share our list, please? Can someone share? You can share, please. Thank you, Tanya. And then we can, those who have a lot can take some. I can also give some of mine. So, that. So if no one wants to share them. So at this point in time, can we add, can we remove, can we change that list? Or can we have a new? Okay. Or we can make a note. Okay, we'll make a note. So to Pakita, you to Lauren, you'll be taking over Q 349, Q 86, and MS 896. Those 3 schools. To Pakita, you'll be taking over J. Lynn's section, which is Q 99, Q 196, and Q 80. I will speak with you individually offline. With myself to express to you what is your duties and roles in terms of liaising, with those schools. But it's exciting, it's amazing, and it'll be a great experience to do that. Now, my question to both of you, Lauren and to Pakita, do you have any children in that school? Any of the schools that you assigned? Because we can't be the liaison to the same school our kids are. There's no conflict of interest. Lauren, I saw you shaking your head no. Edith, how about you?
Oh, no.
No, it's all clear? Okay, good. Anything I'm missing? Anyone else? Thinking about conflicts like about schools? Just only you can have a child, right? Now, on another question too. Lauren, for you, those 3 schools, are they all close to your home or are they close to one part of your district or are they spread out to the district?
They are, I'm not completely sure where 896 is. But 86 and 349 are reasonably close. I'm quite close to 99 and 196. I don't know if
the reason we ask that is that we don't want council members to only go to the schools next to the house. We want you to really understand the district, across district, and learn about the school. For you to be empowered as a CC members and learn your whole district, right? So we kind of like share the schools around. So we have maybe a close one, a little farther one, but you also really learn district that way. GTS on your hands, give me 1 second, right? Pakita, does any of those schools also have any conflicts with you in terms of the distance? Are you close to those schools? And you can share that with her, you know where the schools are, right?
I don't know. Not sure where 196 is. I'm gonna look it up.
Okay, so Lauren and to Peter, that's your homework. Look at those schools over there. Let us know. You should be fine, but and because when we did choose those schools initially for all the members, they were spread out across the district, right? So it should be fine. And we'll talk over that. Everyone else is okay with their schools, council members? We good?
Can
We good?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you right now. Yeah, of course.
So I was doing 196 after a friend couldn't make it. So if I don't know who is doing what, I would love to continue 196 and enjoy the visit. And this is being recorded, but let me say it again anyway. Let me say it. MS 358 is a bit challenging, and at least the personal dynamics with the principal. And I did talk to even Vic Narayan. I think it's not only with me, but I'm happy to do it. It's not hugely challenging, but if you want to give it another shot, someone, that's good. So I just wanted to swap
so let's think about
58,
that.
but I'm perfectly happy to do it.
Okay. I mean, one of the great things is that Tanya, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I want us to be mindful of where schools are located. So 144, 174, and 196 are all the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
So, yeah, something to think about. Doesn't mean we can't keep mixing, but just something to think
And
of.
the goal is for us to really move around the district. The idea is for us to really learn the district as a council member. To really say that you have represented District 28 is to speak about that with confidence and say, I know this district, the school district. How? But you all have schools across the district, right? And to really the concerns that will come up in these schools. Effort. Right. So we'll think about that. Put in the chat, GK, and let's see if anyone wants to switch or anyone wants to think about that. We can always discuss that. Also,
I'm perfectly okay. I mean, or I can do in some 358 another school, which is a different. But it's okay with me. I just made it.
No worries. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. So we finished that over here. Okay. We haven't discussed or revised the CC 28 bylaws. As you all know, we met with FACE recently, and they told us we should be doing that. Usually, at in this cycle, the second cycle of the CC year, we start looking at our bylaws and making sure we hand over a new set of bylaws to the new council next year at the end of our cycle. So we do have a bylaw committee. That's pretty self-explanatory. The bylaw committee will look at the bylaws, look at what updates are there from FACE in terms of they will send it, which they have already sent us an updated version of the bylaws, and the council, the committee, and committee chair, you have it up right there. Can you share, Tanya, again, please? You have the committees?
The committee's not the bylaws.
Yeah, that's what I want to see, the committees, because that's what we go next, right, right after. Thank you, Tanya. So what we're sharing here is on our website, this is public information. So can we go to the bylaws committee? The chair is Yutao Chen, we have Nura Swapton, Julie Suss, Quentin Mezzerton, Jalen was used to be there. We have to update all that stuff. Latifa Lewis, and of course, I'm a member of all the committees. So, Yutao, you are still the chair. Okay. Do you still want to remain the chair of that, or does anyone else want to be the chair?
Which committee? Oh, bylaws. I see.
We're starting with bylaws because we're going to discuss the committees then now. The next item on the agenda as we go along. Okay. So we're discussing two things at the same time here. We're discussing the bylaws, the committees, and what each one is for, and if you want to remain the chair or change the chair, and we are happy to do switches if we want to do that, or co-chairs, right? So, Yutao, please, an answer. Do you want to continue being the chair of the bylaws committee?
Yutao, if you want, I'll co-chair with you. I'm not in any committee, so I might as well find myself.
Yes, that sounds good. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna add. So you make right? So we're adding GK to the bylaws committee, and Yutao and GK are the chairs. So you both gonna start like tomorrow to look at the bylaws that were sent out, and start making get your committee together and start reviewing that. But we have to share our bylaws in 2 meetings to the public before we vote on them and make sure it's okay to go forward. And then you have to bring the bylaws at our next meeting for discussion at our meeting, so other council members can give input on what they see the change in there. Other council members as well. When GK and Yutao send it out to us, we really have to read it and come prepared to the meeting. All right. Thank you. As we go through this list over here, GK, Lauren, and Fakita, you have to choose to be on some committees. Okay. So look at the committees.
Me too.
Oh, you.
It was never updated.
Okay.
I would like to be in a committee too.
Amazing. So, amazing. So you also, right? Oh, also two. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so we have Tanya, Simone, Fakita, GK, and Lauren. 6, wow, people who can choose committees. Please, it's going to be updated now. So if you see one, at the end, you'll tell us what you're going to be a part of, okay? We'll add your name to it. The Outreach Committee. When we came into, did you want to say something? Oh, you moved it up. Okay, sorry. Oh, Education Equity Committee. Latifa, you want to tell us what that means?
I would be happy in it, but there's a lot of people.
1 second, please raise your hand, please. 1 second, please. 1 second, please.
So, some of the issues we spoke about, that issue or what, on education equity, try to address, with whatever it is, something curriculum based, whatever, for
I'll add to that too. Yeah. I'll add that also to like that came up on when this committee came about when I took over in 2019. We never had these things in here. We never had these committees, and there was new committees. It don't mean we have to continue calling it education committee, equity committee. It don't mean we can add a new committee or substitute it. So this is all up for rediscussion and rebranding and renaming because the times change with the DOE and what's happening in the world. When this came about was when we had the diversity planning, and that's when we made sure we were discussing, had a team looking at all these policies, all these things coming down the pipeline, and making sure that it's reaching all the students in our district. So the committee looks to make sure there's equity across education access and resources in the district.
Nativa, I'm sorry.
Okay, 1 second,
It's
please,
very
1
hard
second.
to understand you.
Oh. So can we just, okay. So yeah.
So, no, what I was saying is that we merged the old back to school committee into the education equity committee last year. As we didn't have as many specific back to school issues, but that was also something that we put in terms of there, like, you know, any of those considerations, the questions that come up about summarizing all of these different things are issues that can be addressed by education equity.
Thank you, Natifa. So now to Simone and now to GK. Simone first.
I would like to be on the Education Equity Committee. And if Julie is up to, I would love to co-chair with her. But only if it's okay with Julie.
No, Julie, you there?
Yes, I am.
Wonderful. So anyone else?
That Simone wants to go chair. Because I was gonna say it's just very hard for me with the time commitment, but I still feel passionate about it. And I hear you, Nativa, it may not be about equity, maybe, yeah, I don't know the word for it, but whatever is the issue at the time with the schools. And so I think Simone and I could do something this year together.
And we could change the committee name, right? Definitely let us know. I mean, this is how you all influence the committee. What are you hearing from the community? What are you hearing the concerns are? That's what you want to. That's what the committee is addressing. So, if there's a committee you want to change the name to mean something more direct, that you think it needs to be, tell us. We'll change it. It's our committees. We have power over that stuff. Does anyone? GK, go for it.
So, Bija, how many committees are there? I'm not able to see to make a choice. That's the first one. Bylaws, education, equity, and then what else? Outreach, logistics, safety, and okay, those are the ones. So I'm just one. I would love to be on the education equity committee, but looks like there are a lot of people. If you need, I'll be happy to join
It don't matter
that.
how many people there is, GK. The more the merrier, please.
Okay. I'll join that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We had Lauren. Over.
I'd also like to join that committee. The ed equity.
Thank you. And Quentin.
No problem. No, I was just actually not talking about this committee. I want to see when is a good time to bring up that class size committee we spoke about.
Well, we can go down. We can add one. No. So the question is, does a class size fall on the education equity committee? That's a discussion to have too, right?
I feel like the class size is its own bubble.
Okay.
It takes a lot of attention that'll distract from maybe the other things that we talk about in education.
And does it have enough merit to have its own place?
Yeah, this came up in the meetings. I feel like a lot of different views, opinions, facts.
So we have a proposal. So we're gonna add that as we go down the line, and we'll bring that up as what adding new committees. Is that fair? Okay, so let's pencil that in, right? Okay. Anyone else wants to join the education equity committee, Pakita or Tanya, or well, yeah, anybody else joined, right? Paul, anyone else? Akira? Yes, you just Akira will join that committee. Okay, now I'm Tanya. Well, great. That's great. Okay, somebody's phone is unmuted. I'm hanging. Is it my? No, it's not that. Okay, outreach committee. When we had the outreach committee, so basically what happened here, again, this committee came about in 2019, when I joined the council, is all parents in our district were not informed. There's a lack of communication across the district. And we realized that parents in the southern part of our district, they didn't know what was happening ever. And there was the same amount of people and parents were always present at everything. So why are those families not around? Why are they not notified? How can we do better? So the outreach committee came about to make sure that we have meeting every family where they were and where they are. Now the pandemic helped in that capacity where we were able to get people on Zoom. So now having this hybrid platform, we see much more diversity and inclusion in our district. Can we do more? Can we make sure that you have all the notices and all the everything that you have? That's the outreach committee. Now, Quentin, you're the chair. Nuran is the co-chair. We have Utah, we have Lou, and we have me, of course. Anyone else wants to join this committee? We can use people here. Do we need to rename this committee? Do we need to change this committee?
You know, even if they're, remember, even if they're 4 members of the committee, if something is coming up, we can all join and support. But it's just that, you know, these are the point persons. If you're having a committee meeting or whatnot, you look to first.
Simone?
I deliberately didn't join the committee, but it's not because I would have
Participate, yeah.
support. It's just a matter of trying to compartmentalize and not overextend.
Sure. Simone and then GK.
I'd love to join.
Thank you. GK?
Hi. So you're talking about the outreach committee, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I'd love to join.
You would love to join. Okay, thank you. Thanks too. All right. The idea is we have space, right? Because many of you have to join committee, so that's why there's a few of them. Logistics committee. Then Tifa, you want to speak on that? What it is? We'll fix that.
So the logistics committee, as we started getting more into, you know, putting on like events and so forth, we've started having some very successful breakfasts and other things. We saw that sometimes we needed to work out logistics, especially like as we were transitioning back from being fully online to in person. To be honest, we haven't formally met within this committee.
We should get rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the logistics falls under a lot of other things. It just kind of came up at a time when we were having, you know, I guess difference of opinions on how things and, you know, as a matter to do that. I think we have found a more we could move on. So I'm not sure that it needs to be a separate committee.
Okay, thank you. Is it okay, council members? Is it okay? What we go? Hello, please. Council members, is it okay if Dorinda join the meeting?
Yes.
Thank you, Dorinda. You just had one?
When?
The event for the breakfast.
For the members? Oh, so we use that for that.
Yeah, so we can change the name, make it clear, like events planning. Yeah.
But if we do events planning, if we
have to use a committee meeting to get rid of the in-person requirement.
So here the issue is that if we call it events planning, we can't do what we did. Because we depend on event. That's gonna be our little
You're right. Okay.
mute.
So it's fine.
Yeah.
This is the committee when you put on events.
Yes, planning, executing. Yes. Thank you, Pakita. You see, we have officials and people who have Lou. I'm joking. Anyone else want to join the logistics committee? Okay, moving along. We have the safety committee. So as you all know, one of the big topics in CEC that comes up every meeting is about safety. It could be about gun violence. It could be about the safety in the school with the doors, the lights being out. It could be when it comes to capital planning budgets and all that kind of stuff we got to send it to the DOE, NPS. We have to make sure schools come and tell us about their safety issues and concerns, and also parents come and really talk about bullying and all. So safety committee has a whole bunch of things about safety, about the school environment, students, everything. So this should be a well-packed committee, is my suggestion. I think everyone who is not on the committee should be on this committee. I take out twice. So with that pitch, who wants to be on this committee? Simone raised her hand. So we have Simone raise her hand. Lauren, did you raise your hand? Lauren, please go for it. She said shaking head.
Yeah, I would, I'll
Sorry, go ahead. You want to join a committee? So, in India, if they say this, that means yes. If they say this, that means no. So when you said that, I'm joking. I had to learn that, right? I had to learn that. So when you're telling me yes, that means no. I'm joking. I'm joking. So Lauren wants to join the safety committee. Oh?
Yes, for me too.
Yes. Let's ask GK what he thinks. GK, can you do it in this style, please? Yes? No. Yes or no?
Well, okay, yes. Yes.
He said yes? Okay.
Yes, I did say yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. So that's a yes. Anyone else want to join the safety committee?
It's already.
Pakita. What about Tanya?
I'm interested in hearing about other ideas for the other.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, so wonderful. So that wraps up this part here. Now, at this point, with every council member on the committee so far. At this point, yes? Okay. Now here are ideas for new committees or renaming committees, right? The first one that came up was Quentin. I think he spoke before about that. So again, raise your hand if you want to speak. I appreciate that. I think it's a great idea because again, it's a current situation that we have to report back. But again, these committees are not just to state, oh yeah, we have committees where we have our meetings. We should be reporting back on our committee. The chairs should be reporting back on these things that's happening in the district as part of the report. Or if the committee wants to have extra time to report on something that you had a meeting, a committee can also have a town hall. A committee can also talk about and have their own event under the council. So it's really a big deal, right? So at this point in time, I'll ask Quentin if you want to add, since he brought up this topic about school size, class size law, if you want to talk about that. Go ahead, Quentin.
Yes. So not only do I want the committee, but I want to know if we could add people that aren't on our board. If we can have parents that are very active and involved in our community, if they could be part of this committee.
The CEC committees are made up of the members of the board here. Those members of the committee could attend your meetings and you can take feedback from them, take ideas from them, discuss things, but they can't be part of the committee of the CEC itself.
Noted.
Anyone else? That was good. So anyone? Yeah. Latifa, well, raise your hand. Oh, Simone first. Go ahead, Simone.
Oh, I just wanted to say thank you to Quentin for suggesting this. I think it's a very good idea to form such a committee because we have heard from so many parents, there are so many concerns, and District 28 is really unique. I don't think that there is like a cookie cut solution for District 28. So having a committee for the class size, I think could be really helpful to engage with parents and with our community. So thank you, Quentin. And I would love to be part of it.
I thought that was a point. Okay, thank you. I'm joining. She was joining. Thank you. Neuron.
My question was like, if we could add a special education.
So let's finish this one first, and I'll ask the other ideas for yours for the other one, because Tanya had also wanted to add some. So it'll be Tanya, then you could add ones, right? What do you think about that? Anything about this committee, his committee? Anything about, no. Latifa,
So I actually disagree in forming a separate committee for that. The reason being that the class size law and implementation and everything affects a lot of different things. It affects transportation, it affects equity or so forth. And since we have standing committees such as education, equity and outreach, I think that having a collaboration on those committees would be a better way to address it, from the point that sometimes when you have a committee that is too narrow in its focus, it becomes siloed and you do not, you eliminate the input from other areas about it. I think that class size has to be something that goes broad spectrum across every area that we're talking about. And sometimes when you put it on that, people come in with a very focused, like I'm for it or I'm against it sometimes when it comes to class size and whatnot. So keeping it under the broader education equity and outreach committee, you can now bring up everything that's related to it. You can have an agenda item on any meetings there and actually collaborate across committees related to it. That's my
let's
take.
take other feedback and then we're gonna have a vote. That's how we do it here, right? So what happened to my screen? Oh my God. I don't know. Okay. What happened to my chat? My feature people were raising their hands. Hold on.
It's probably just.
Okay, let me go back to my view. Gallery. Okay, Simone.
Yeah, I just wanted to, because of the bylaws, I just went to our bylaws and it does say that membership in committees may be open to persons who are not members of the council. And the committee chair shall appoint and remove such persons as well as council members.
Can you share that in the meantime when you get a chance so we can make sure?
Yeah, I can share it in the chat. It's on page 8.
No, can you share your screen here or no? Are you able to?
Yeah, I could. Hold on, I
we
should
can
be
bring it
able
up here.
to.
We can bring it up here in the meantime. Can someone open the bylaws here? Let's make sure. Maybe somebody open the committee, the bylaws committee? I'm joking. But thank you so much, Simone. And was there anything else? Because I see we have two
No,
more
that's
hands.
it.
Okay, you now and then you run.
My quick comment is, I feel like the class size law committee is too broad and there's very little impact and probably influence we can make. So maybe it's not a good place to divert our attentions or resources to establish a committee. And the situation is always fluid. I'm not sure if it's a good idea to do that. So I'm kind of with the people that we don't need to address this, but we can probably, in other committees, we can have like influences that affect. That's my.
Thank you. And I want to move things along in terms of comments because I want to get us through this to a vote. Because if you already have a position already about what you think it should be, we don't need to rebuttal with somebody else's opinion. We're gonna move to a vote, so you're gonna have your chance to speak, right? Nuran, your hands are down or still up? Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna have a vote now. I think can you please do a roll call really quickly? Just can we share?
This was the part that someone is saying that yes, we can have outside members on the committees. They can't chair the committee, but you can have outside members on a committee.
Be frustrating. Okay, so it should be stressful.
I mean,
Well, we have to follow the bylaw. The bylaw says we can. I'm not saying we never had that.
Right.
But each committee.
Committees for a particular event, like when we have a town hall or something like that, it's a limited part. But a long-term standing committee sometimes.
Well, the chair gonna have to have that say. Whoever the chair and co-chairs are, you will have a say on that. Can we do a quick vote on adding a new committee called class size law, please?
Right, so Quentin, do you want to formally make a motion or do?
Yes.
Please make a motion.
Yes, I'll formally make a motion to create the class size law committee.
Do we have a second?
I second.
Okay, so we're gonna do a roll call vote. First Vice President, Quentin Messident.
Yes.
Second Vice President, Yutao Chen.
I abstain.
Recording Secretary Natifa Lewis, no. Treasurer Tanya Went.
For it, yes.
Member Julissa.
Yes.
Member Luza.
Yes.
Member Nuron Swapna.
I second you, so I say no.
Member Simone Dunbar.
Yes.
Member GK Kalyanara.
Yes.
Member Pakita Williams.
Yes.
Member Lauren Chapman.
Yes.
And President VJ Ramjata.
Yes.
Okay, so we have a new class size committee.
Who wants to chair it? I'm moving this along, so like, really serious, right? Who wants to chair the committee? I can chair it. Quentin. Anyone wants to co-chair?
Co-chair?
Did you co-chair? But you voted against it. How could you co-chair? I'm thinking because this is passionate work.
No,
Are you the co-chair for the committee right now?
Just because I vote no for it doesn't mean I cannot co.
I agree, but I want to make sure it's serious because it's serious work. And you can co-chair it, but I want to make sure we get the work done. And you co-chair it, that's fine. That's totally fine, but you know, we gotta be serious about it, right? Okay, can we share this committees again, please?
I will co-chair it.
Yes, no?
No.
Don't make it easy.
Does anyone else want to co-chair it?
I'm scared.
No, I'm just being very factual about it. Please, if you do want to run, go for it. You do it, please.
No, what's the motivation for that?
Anyone else, Simone, I saw your hands up.
I'd love to co-chair, but I don't want to take it away from Nuron. But I
sorry?
guess we can also have 3 co-chairs, right?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
But who's gonna work? I mean, we're all gonna co-chair. I mean, I don't know. Let me see what I'm saying is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 committees. So we had 2 committee meetings of 3 for last year. Here we added more committees. We're all gonna co-chairs, but it's not a title thing. This is a work thing. And I'm just being very open about it and very clear about it. It's not a title thing. It's not a work thing. It's work. And if we're gonna be serious about this, we're gonna have to really do the work. And I'm gonna call you guys out if you all, and I'm gonna do the work. That's all I'm saying.
That's why I'm concerned about having more.
Which is fine, but I'm saying, but I'm gonna say, let's do this. So we're gonna have an outreach committee. So I'm gonna ask once again, Simone, your hand still up, is for your hand raised or?
No, I just wanted to
Okay, all right.
confirm that I haven't been part of any committee officially because it was done in July, and although I had asked that we revisit it, so there was no way to do the work when I'm not a member. But trust me, when I sign up for something, I do the work.
Thank you. So do you want to co-chair or just join the committee?
I'd like to co-chair.
Quentin, Simone? Anyone else wants to join the committee or be a co-chair? Tanya? Anyone else join the committee?
I'll join.
Lou? Anyone else?
Can you put my name down too?
Julie? Anyone else? Okay. And again, those changes, right? We have it going on. Let's make sure we discuss with the whole group about how it looks. Okay, next, okay. Tanya, then Ron. Tanya.
I was simply saying that I like Quentin's idea of creating another committee because I like the fast side law. I was thinking that a D75 committee would be great, but I'm not, I don't want to steal from Ron's thunder, and I wouldn't necessarily want to chair it, but I think could be something.
I was thinking about special education, like
Okay.
that. Was
So you're done? Okay, Nuran, your turn.
It was similar, like
Mhm.
Tanya said, I was thinking more of a special education, like we
Mhm.
could, and in general, because, you know, if we put D75, it just focus on D7.
The special education.
Special education.
Okay, so Nuran is proposing to have a special education committee specifically directly only for that specific topic and ideas. So, anyone is against that? Okay, Nuran, do you want to share a committee?
I'm thinking about it, like.
Okay, I'll come back to you.
Do want it for special education, I think I want to do that.
Chair? The Nuran chair. Anyone else want to chair or co-chair the special education committee? Quentin? Are you okay with that? Okay, Quentin, Nuran. Who wants to join the special education committee? Nutao? Fakida? Yes. Fakida, anyone else joining the committee? Simone Chan, go ahead, you give your hands raised, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, me too.
Was it?
Thank you, that was Simone, thank you. GK? You mute GK.
I want to go to class size. Can you put me in that because the bylaws, they just started. Energy. Thank you.
Okay. So far, for special education, we only have Nuran, Quentin, Nutao, Akita, and Simone.
And GK, that was, no, never mind.
That's good. So what we're gonna do is next meeting, Director, can you please have a list of the committees and the chairs? Not only just to have one degree published again, and let's make sure we have it correct, it's final. And then if you change the mind all the time, what you can do, share in the chat or via email. Hey everyone, here's a list of committees, can we selected? So by September, it's up on our website where school starts, families can see it. We can agree before that. We'll agree before email. So look at your email, share the committees, and then we have to update the website too.
Yeah, no, so she's saying it's not a long process to update the website. So
Right.
she shared in the chat or email,
Email.
email and we confirm and she puts it up.
Right, and again, we still have time if you all want to change committees or co-chairs or not the co-chair anymore, or not the chair anymore. We shouldn't have much of that because this is what the meeting for that, but that would be the last chance. Any questions? Nuran, I apologize. I apologize. I just speak a little firm.
Right.
I apologize. okay?
Remember, we're a consensus council, so even if you have voted against something, once the consensus is reached, you are at a reset and
Correct.
you know, so I do
And
feel
that's
that you
correct.
were a little harsher on her response than you needed to be.
I apologize. Nuran, I apologize. I apologize. I apologize. It was just a reaction. I apologize. All right. So we did everything else. Any new business? Anyone?
The absent form.
Yeah. That can be, yeah. Is there anything else? Oh, that was that. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Sorry, Daniel.
It's not really new business, just to reiterate the email that went out about expenses, right? Please, we're gonna try this year to be very much on top of reimbursements now as new treasurer. So whenever we have a meeting, I want you to please try to get in all of your forms and everything by the 15th of the next month. So your July expenses will be due August 15th. If you were remote last meeting, forget about it, you don't have to worry about it, I wouldn't expect anything from you if you were remote, if you were not here last meeting, clearly you don't have any expenses to submit, but, for example, tonight's meeting, right, your expenses for this month, then will be due by the middle of next month. If you have any questions, reach out, and also, if you want to say right now, I don't intend to ever use that money, let me know, because we're gonna reallocate it for your end, party, right, or a year-end event we have. So we know going into it that you're not going to use them. You can do that. Simone already kind of said, I'm not gonna do anything. I don't need that. Just let us know. Okay, so we keep really more close tabs on the budget. I don't want in June to be going through all of the, reimbursements at the last minute. We should keep on top of it so that we can, no offense to the former treasurer at all. I'm just wanting to make sure that we keep on top of it so that we can maybe recoup a bit and put it back towards the party for the event at the end of the year.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Tanya been doing a great job. So, and also too, like, what could help, Lauren, I saw your hand. What can help also is that if every month you come to the office here and you have a question about the form, She can show you. If it's wrong, it's easy just to correct it right away, and you get really great at submitting them correctly. Because a lot of you are rejected this year, so they're all over again, and that's a lot of vacation. They'll put on hold. So, Tanya, thank you for doing that and for really being there. So, Lauren, go for it. And then someone here. So, no, go ahead, Tanya. Lauren.
Yeah, I was having some trouble hearing what Tanya was saying. There's a little bit of an echo, and it's important information.
You're gonna repeat.
Yeah, I heard, I think I got the gist of it. But I have a more general question, and I'm asking, I would speak to you privately, but since I'm not the only new member, I'm wondering if you can talk about what we can ask to be reimbursed for.
Yes, so there is no echo. Hear it? Okay, can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? So, okay.
Unmute yours. Try unmuting yours, yeah.
Can you guys hear me okay? Is that a little better? Okay, so every council member except the president is allowed $125 of reimbursement per month. Most of the council members use that 125 on childcare expenses, so that if someone's watching their little one while they're in the meeting, then that's kind of where they recoup their money. I have in the past been asked to, like last minute, there was something, a district meeting like in Brooklyn. So I took the train there, but then I took like a cab back. So then I expensed the cab, asking quickly beforehand, is that okay? Is that going to work? Right? So if you're specifically doing something that relates to your work on the council, it will most likely be allowable. Dorinda knows more about this because this is just my first month doing it, and Utah does as well. Have you seen anything else besides child care reimbursement or maybe Ubers that transportation? Okay, but not Metro cards or Metro cards.
That's transportation.
Okay. So if you take if you use a Metro card to get to the meeting, or if you can use public transportation, or I guess even an Uber or a cab to get to your schools and do your school visits. Natifa wants to add something. Please do. Unmute and I'll remute. Yep.
So for the remote, because we are now, because we had the time when we were all remote, you can claim up to $75 related to internet expenses. But not both. You can't, because you can't necessarily, you can't claim childcare if you were remote or so forth for some reason. That was because, for a while we couldn't be in person at all. If there are additional, as you mentioned, other district events or whatnot, you can do that. But the most important thing I would say, and Dorinda has that email with the sample reimbursement, it does go into detail, like some of the things that can be, the form has it on there. So yeah, once you share that, Lauren, you should be able to have a better idea. Why a lot of things got rejected, like mine did, is because we had, there was a lot of lenience, I guess, during the pandemic that now is a little bit more on top. So yeah, it's just in terms of putting that documentation. You need to have a name if you have someone who's watching your kid, that kind of stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Natifa. And I was just going to say, mileage, things like that. But Makita was just thinking about mileage. Yes, mileage. If you use, your own car to go someplace to visit a school or to, have a visit, whatever. I forgot the last thing that I was going to say, so I guess it wasn't that important. Okay.
You tell them, you're on.
Yeah, I would like it to be like the 15th of the following month after our meetings, or after the, the calendar meeting. So July's would be due then by the 15th of this month.
Yeah, just to add what the Natifa was mentioning, per CC policy, we are also not just for the calendar meeting, anything related to your CC business, you're allowed to get reimbursement. But for calendar meeting, that's easiest. So it's, if you don't want to go through all the trouble of getting all the receipts, etc., that's probably best way. And just to make sure, as Tanya saying, add the right information, like the date, the person who takes care of your kid, or that, all that stuff. So, and if you have business expense, you need to have the receipts. So
Thank
that's
you,
it.
Tal. We have Julie's daughter. Yay, Julie, say hi.
She needs to go to sleep. That's why I'm letting her just say hi.
She's beautiful.
Thanks. You know what was really helpful for me was seeing it filled out. So Utah, I think you sent like an example, and then I just copied the example. So if you want to send it out.
Thank you so much. What we'll do is Tanya will work with the team. So folks, Tanya, if you want to reach out to directly about anything related to reimbursements, please let's give it a try and put this new way with her idea. We want to make it really work really well. So please cooperate on every month. And maybe you should address who didn't have theirs submitted. And also too, if you don't, you can forfeit it, right? One last thing too. Let's say you were never gonna file for these anymore, and you say I don't want to use it anymore. It goes back to the council's budget. So we have a budget of $25,000, which we'll share next meeting. We'll share our budget. You want to share?
I got it.
Okay. This was an approved budget last month. So we have a $25,000 budget that we have, and the majority of that budget always goes to like the reimbursements. That's just the way it is historically. If a member does not use theirs, like for example, last month, Paquita's line and Lauren's line, they were not here, so that money for that month goes back into the pool. So if someone says, I'm not going to use my money, I'm not file nothing, please tell us, because if we don't use it at the end of the day of the year, we just lost it. But we can give it back to we can do something in the district with it. All right, so we're gonna move along with that. Anything else you want to add about that, Tanya? No, please don't. Don't call them out. Council members, you want to say something?
For the remote,
Unmute.
Like for those of us that join remote, how much can we claim? Okay. Okay.
I always say this. This is work that you're doing. Claim more than less. And let them tell you no, it's not claimable, but don't feel like you cannot claim it. We will find a way for you to claim it if you have to. But don't go buy a printer and tell us we gotta reimburse you, because you get prior authorization first because then we cannot make sure that your receipt was, even though you bought it, it shows you bought it. Or don't bring a pizza. Another thing, don't bring a pizza to the meeting and think, that was nice of you. We'll eat it, but it doesn't mean that you're gonna get reimbursed for it from the CEC itself. Is that fair? All right. Any old business that we missed? Anyone? Any old?
So,
sorry. Yeah, you two go ahead.
Let me loan my hand. Yeah, so kind of related to that, obviously, I got this speaker phone and mic combo from Amazon. I'm just sitting out because I'm Prime member. I'm eligible to read free returns, etc. So I'm kind of curious to ask our remote members. Right now we're not using it, but during our meeting we're mostly experimenting with the mic and the speaker combo. Do you guys think it worked okay, or it's just garbage? If it works okay, maybe we can keep it or reuse it. But going forward, if it's not worth it, obviously I'm just gonna return.
How much does it cost?
It's after all the coupon stuff, it's $99, but yeah, it's
My opinion is this, Lauren, sorry, I should raise my hand, sorry, raise my hand.
yeah,
So
especially
Lauren, go first.
people, the remote folks. I want to hear your experience.
It was very difficult to hear VJ at times, and I don't know if I don't know how it works, what the setup is, but that was my experience. It was difficult to hear VJ most of all.
It was sporadic for me. Like sometimes I would hear you and sometimes not. So I don't think that's a good thing. I guess it doesn't pass.
It goes back. Okay. Anyone else have a positive thing to say? So thank you. Yeah, I thought it was good. I have been advocating for speakers for my computer here. Like just to plug in the old way, just plug in a speaker here and put it out this way. So that, and then now there's on video muting, you do it right now, but then I can always amplify the sound public. But don't you try you now. Like I think you'll find something for us. However, I also feel like when we were listening to when we were hearing you all speak on this side, it was really great. It was amazing when we heard you from here and not the Dorinda's box echoing back and forth, right? So I liked it for that purpose. So my vote is to keep it as another option because that box is going out very soon, I think. I think it is. It wasn't even working well today. Not you, Dorinda, the box. But he muted his here too, so something. Simone? Okay.
I want to thank you, Tao, for your proactiveness because it has been an issue for hybrid meetings. It's not ideal. So I can just say, I confirm what Julie said. Like sometimes you're very clear, Vijay, and then suddenly you're inaudible. Or like when Natifa spoke earlier, I barely heard anything. So my suggestion would be to look for something similar, but something that works better. I'm happy to hear that on your side it's working well. It's just on our side it was spotty. So I don't know.
So do we give it one more try for next one? What's the return date?
Yeah.
A month.
A month.
The thing is, yeah, the thing is, yes, yeah, I want to try to like in like lighter meetings like this or maybe special meeting or whatever. But if we do it like or attended like bigger crowd, then it's probably not going to be respectful or nice. Sure, yeah.
So GK hand? You muted, sir.
I just want to echo, I mean, it's very, very spotty and I couldn't hear what Utah was just conversing on. I mean, yeah. So of course we are remote. And the other thing is I've noticed we are so clunky technologically. Being in the United States, in New York, maybe it is the way. I didn't want to comment in this way. There we kind of have to mute ourselves and run to that microphone or something and echoing. There must be a better, simple, elegant, technological solution for this. I'm new, but there must be something.
Not joking. Can we also, to all those who have ideas, I would suggest two things. Can we send Utah and Atifa a link to what you think might work from Amazon or something like that? Maybe send them a link or something that you think on your office that works really well, an idea. And let's keep trying different things. So CC Latifa and to Utah, and then they will discuss and we'll keep trying new ones every month. How about that? Until we figure out what works really well. This is our life going forward. So you should at least have something that works really well. Is that fine? Is that okay, Utah?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you okay with this one?
Yeah.
Are you able with it? Should we?
No,
okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying, yeah, I'm gonna echo what Tony said. We're gonna have a technology committee.
Yes.
Committee now, folks. Okay. Very good. Now we're gonna have the absence forms and we'll wrap up. Pass it over to First Vice President, Mr. Quentin Mezzatine, and then we'll have Lauren. Anyone wants to go there? Lauren?
Sorry, I know maybe not everyone was looking at the chat, but just I was wondering if maybe a simple way to do this, or maybe not so simple, maybe Dorinda can ask other admins and other CECs, because there may be someone that's figured out a decent setup in our fellow CEC people or citywide council. So I wonder maybe Dorinda, if that's possible. Just put it out there.
Some of them come to me because they've heard feedback that our meeting goes smoothly from what they're seeing from past meetings, so they want to know what I'm doing. There's one person that's using Yao.
Yeah, all those.
It's good, but she has to buy and the mic because we're across, it still doesn't have a line.
And the price, remember, we considered that
Yes.
for the like 2 years.
Can you all mute so that I want people here to hear you all folks also, please? I'm sorry. I want them to be in the conversation.
Oh, no, just saying, she mentioned the owl, which, we did explore when we were first, moving back to virtual. But because of the price point, the decent size one was in the thousands. And there was still sometimes logistics in terms of the reach, especially with the setup. So far, we haven't had a lot of people who have been coming out physically to the meetings, but so that was one of the, concerns. But yeah, we'll continue looking into it. Yeah.
So Lauren, so since in the business meeting, the public is not allowed to be on the chat or make comments, we really don't really use the chat feature because we just talk to each other more or less here. So that's why we didn't read the chat. Apologies, but feel free to just chime in and raise your hand. We will talk here. Quentin, go for it.
Awesome. All right, we had a few absences today, but they weren't absent. You guys were just remote. So we'll start with GK. GK is in India. That's approved. So everybody cool?
You have to make a motion to approve that.
I'd like to make a motion to approve it.
Second.
As an excused absence.
As an excused absence.
Second.
Thank you for the second.
Sure. Does anyone disagree with the chairperson? Excuse that. So GK, anyone disagree?
Okay. Awesome. Next is Julie Sa. Needed to take care of that beautiful girl that came on screen.
Yes. We should.
So
We voted on.
Oh,
each, yeah.
Yeah, we voted on each one, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna back that up about your daughter. I'll come back.
So, yeah, so, President, Vijay Ramjatan.
Excused.
First Vice President, Quentin Mezzatine.
Excused.
Second Vice President, Utah, Utah Chen. Recording Secretary Natifa Lewis. Excused. Treasurer Tanya Went.
Excuse.
Member Julie Sir.
Excuse.
Okay. Member Luzao. Member Nurun Swapna.
Excused.
Member Simone Dunbar.
Excused.
Member GK Kalyanara.
Excused.
Member Pakita Williams. And Member Lauren Clavin.
Excused.
So it's unanimously excused.
Awesome. Next, I'd like to put a motion to excuse Julissa because she had to take care of her daughter. Spotlight tonight. Go, girl. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
President Vijay Ramjatan.
Excuse.
First Vice President Quentin Mezzatine.
Excuse.
Second Vice President Utah Cheng.
Yes.
Recording Secretary Natifa Lewis, excuse. Treasurer Tanya Went. Member Julissa.
Excuse.
Member Luzao.
Excuse.
Member Nurun Swapna.
Excused.
Member Simone Dunbar.
Excused.
Member GK Kalyanara.
Excused.
Member Peter Williams. Member Lauren Clavin.
Excused.
All right. Our next council member, Simone, is in Germany. And that is an excuse. An excused absence.
The second.
Thank you.
President Vijay Ramjatan.
Excused.
First Vice President Quentin Mezzatine.
Excuse.
Second Vice President Utah Chen. Recording Secretary Natifa Lewis. Excuse. Member Treasurer Tanya Went.
Excuse.
Member Julie Sir.
Excuse.
Member Luzao.
Excuse.
Member Nurun Swapna.
Excused.
Member Simon Dunbar.
Excused.
Member GK Kalyanara.
Excused.
Member Peter Williams. Member Lauren Clavin.
Excused.
Okay.
Awesome. And last but not least, Lauren, who is a beast and is so strong that she got injured. And she could have just said, I'm not even coming to remote. I want to heal. And she said, I will be here. So with her injury, I excuse you, Lauren.
I second that.
President Vijay Ram Jasmine,
Excuse.
First Vice President Quentin Mezzatine.
Last meeting.
No, that's Lauren Owen is for this meeting, because,
Yeah.
Second Vice President Utah Chang, Recording Secretary Latifa Lewis, excuse, Treasurer Tanya Went, Member Julissa,
Excuse.
Member Luzal, Member Narun Subhan,
Excuse.
Member Sama,
Excuse.
Member GK Kalyanaram,
Excused.
Member Peter Williams, Member Lauren Clavin.
Thank you, Quentin, for the sympathy, folks, for helmet.
You gotta vote too. Excuse. Do you excuse yourself?
Excused, yeah.
So can I make a motion? Are you done?
Yes. I think every should bring it back at this meeting.
I should thank everybody, the family, to Simone, to GK, and to Lou. This guy is a great picture brought back. Thank you so much, Lou. For all those who are traveling internationally and come back, really nice to bring Candy to the country for us. We love candy. So we have cheeses here. That's empty. We have pizza here. No pressure, just saying,
To Lauren, you bring some specific
candy for us too.
All right, I'm joking.
Folks, it's the time of 8:15. One quick note about absences, because we have new members to Peter and to Lauren. I say this. I have a hard job of saying things that people might not like, but I have to say it as the president. Meetings are required to attend. This is a in-person meeting. We do have leniency with some members. If you have an emergency, you know when the meeting is going to be from now till next year. Next meeting, we have to look at the calendar for next year to make sure the dates don't conflict with DOE things or any holidays. However, you remote now 1 meeting, 2 meetings, 3, but if it becomes a lot, we can raise up the grounds, we can have a concern about that, and we can you miss 3 meetings consecutively, your seat is up to all council members, not Lauren, and but all of you to know that. But again, we signed up for this, we chose this. So please make the extra effort to be here. The meetings does not end this early when we're back in school session, but it's once a month. Right, so just letting you know, it's a good ride, we have a great team, we do great work, we celebrate, we party, we have a good time, but we really want to be here when we have our meetings. And when you have to be away, we also understand also too, family and yourself comes first. You guys stay home, you stay home. We will continue, but we also want to make sure we make quorum, because at least 7 people here in the office. So I don't like the last meeting and this meeting, we have like, are we gonna have quorum, we're gonna have quorum, we should never have that question. We should make sure we have quorum so we can conduct council business. That's all I ask. Sorry, Latifa hands was up and then.
I also had a quick thing, at next, sorry. At the next meeting, can we also look at, we know there are certain things that happen at certain times of the year, and that sometimes tend to elicit more people who come for public comment and stuff like that. So yes, we have a breeze for the last 2 meetings that we're getting out, and it's nice. But can we actually try to apply for the extended permit then? Because one of the reasons we never got around to even visiting the committee meetings is we just have not had time, and we were doing a disservice to ourselves when we have to rush through our business meetings. So on those days that we know, I know definitely like the December meeting when we were looking at capital what's or so forth, I do suggest that we put the extended permit to 11. If we wrap up by 10, most of the time we're not going past that, but if at least we know if we're rushing towards 10:30, we're not rushing through our business, we can deal it properly.
I'm okay with that, once a month. So does anyone disagree with that on council? Now, what I would suggest though is it don't mean that we have to delay to go to 11 o'clock.
No, no, no.
It's not fair, because I also feel it's not fair. I'm a father of 3, all of you have children as well. And the next morning, most of the time my kids are waiting for me at home. Right, so like when I get home at 10 o'clock, I gotta go home and let's go to bed. That's all kids, right? So we should do that also. Be mindful of that. That even though we're volunteering, we gotta be mindful. So I think honestly, some people reports are like too long. I'm sorry. Write it down, come with your points, report it, and tell it. And we have to be very concise, be mindful, because if you take 20 minutes, you take 20 minutes, we spend an hour and a half on reports, 1 hour. That's not cool. Sorry. You know, like this, be more concise so we are mindful of that timing as well. Is that fair? And I've had family, a lot of elected officials also told me, the representative offices, you and I meet that call, that they don't come, they leave because by the time they speak, it's 10 o'clock at night. They have meetings in the morning. So that's why sometimes I call them earlier on to speak before I bring greetings. So let's be mindful, all of us. And we have 11 members. 11 members have 12 members having 10 minutes each. It's a long time. It's not fair. I don't think it's fair. Lou. You want to mute, Lou?
Just to remind Quentin, there's the last meeting absentee form wasn't approved.
It wasn't approved.
Yeah.
So that's July. That's for
July
July.
meeting.
Okay, he'll get it for next month.
So I think I had one, and I think Simone and Niran. Yeah.
You were already Nuran.
Yeah. So maybe if you didn't prepare, next meeting.
You can meet up with him and you can share it online, right? So thank you so much. Okay, Tanya, you wanna please unmute?
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah.
The first day of school is September 5th and we're having a meeting that day? Is that correct?
Yes,
Do we want to?
yes.
Yes.
Yes? Okay, first day of school, we're having a meeting.
September doesn't get any easier.
It gets
I'm
better,
it
I
it
agree.
gets worse and then it starts to go into other meetings and so forth, that back to schools, PTA meetings, everything else. So if we've carved out the first, I know it's a hard day, but we also sometimes have a lot of people who come with first day of school
Experience.
concerns and whatnot. So September meeting, we've played around with this multiple times and it never works well when we try to move it.
So I think everyone, can you please do this as a homework? Let's look at the school. We meet on the first Thursday of every month. That's our bylaws. So if we could all chime in and see if those days conflict with a holiday of your culture, a holiday that the DOE celebrates, something, let us know so we could always switch it, but we have to vote on that before and give the public notice. Over the years, they know first Thursday of the month the coming year. So if that is the case, by next meeting, we should approve the calendar for the next year and we put it up online after that first meeting. We can approve that calendar for next year in terms of adjustments. And again, if we miss something, we can always fix that later on because the DOE always changes things as well. Nuran,
On January.
can you unmute, please? Thank
On
you.
January meeting, I don't think I'll be here. I'll be out of the country, so I don't know if they are gonna have internet or not. So
That's fine. No,
yeah. So that's
Quentin, what do you
next
think? I'm
year.
joking now.
Yeah, next year. I'm letting you know.
Favorable for excuses, absences. No problem, Nuran. Thank you for your work. Okay, folks, it's now 9:04. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you so much, everyone. Get home safely. Julie, Simone, Lauren, and GK, we missed you.
Yes.
We missed you. See you all soon.
Good night.
Get home back to safely.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Okay.